Hey, yeah. Hi. Well, I want to do a video only on Evan Rachel Wood in Manson. I those before, I know. Oh yeah, I'm in downtown, by the way. I'll show you guys the view. Yeah, I have a rolling chair, and we are completely locked out, so I can pretty much say whatever I want to say. There's people in the next room, but I really don't care. This is the office, right? Um, I was trying to do live, but for some reason, I don't know why, but YouTube is not letting me do that. And I hope the reason is not some weird reason and it's just whatever, random. Well, let me cross my legs. Okay. So Miss Evan, the thing with her is like she can't really pretend that the past is not the past. She's been trying to erase the internet out of all the stuff that she has said, just like Esme, and it's not gonna happen. It's there. It's gonna be there. So anyway, I know probably watching the views better than watching my face, but so it started from from when they started, which I do believe they started dating right after he divorced Dita, which is kind of, shady and like strange. Because I do think that they met before Dita wanted to file for divorce. So I'm not gonna say she was a homebreaker, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. So when they started dating, she said in an interview, and this is like, everybody knew about it, and everybody thought it was cool. Myself, I thought it was cool, and I thought they were making a good couple, and there was a cool thing about them because she was a very edgy actress, and he was talking about working on the Alice in Wonderland movie, and I don't know, it kind of just like makes sense for somebody like him to be with somebody like her in that moment. So I didn't see it as a like perversion or some type of morbid, dark thing at all. Well, I was wrong, right? Just like I guess like anybody else. So in an interview, she said about GQ magazine, which she did at least like 2 interviews, and like her pictures are like, one of the pictures she has black hair and she's topless but covering this part just with a hat, and another interview was shot by Terry Richardson. Terry Richardson is a photographer that is known for being very edgy, and also there's accusations of abuse and sexual assault on this guy, but this came way after, so let's give her the benefit of the doubt. The Terry Richardson photo shoot, she is honestly, like, she's for real tied up to a chair on the floor like this, and her hands are tied up, her legs are tied up, her wrists are tied up, her ankles are tied up, and that was in 2009. And I know that she's talking about grooming and brainwashing and such. I can't get my head around the fact that she did that photo shoot after, her testimony in 2020 and 2021 saying that she was abused during that time. It's really weird. This is just strange. And that's one of the pictures that I've been posting as a thumbnail on my channel from the beginning, because it's not like I'm trying to shame her for getting tied up and taking on a shoulda food, taking but I don't care. Like, I'm not judging that. Just like I'm not judging Esme Bianco for doing bondage or fetish. But you have to be consistent on your BS. You have to be consistent. If you're gonna be this like wild person and you're gonna be open-minded and do all this fetish stuff, and you're gonna be like, well, then be that person. You can't just like change 10 years after. I guess you can, but you should just change it by yourself and just say, this is change. I just changed. You don't have to put it on somebody's abuse you. She just changed. She was into some stuff, but then she stopped being into some stuff. If you know what I mean. People change, especially when you're like 19 and then you go from being 19 to now that she's, I think, 34. Um, yeah, you're gonna change. You're gonna change your sexuality. You're gonna change the things that turns you on. They're not gonna turn you on anymore. You're gonna be turned off by the things that they used to turn you on, and that is just changing. It's growing, and I feel like she's putting all that on Manson and God knows who else. Probably her ex. It's really strange that she doesn't talk at all about her son. I said this before. As a mom, I find it hard to believe that she doesn't talk about her son. Like, oh, I'm proud of him. He reached his milestone. He went to school. Like nothing, you know. Usually celebrities post their kids on Instagram, cover their face. It's cool. I understand covering their face, but there's nothing about her son, and there's nothing about Westworld, which is the show that is giving her millions of dollars. Nothing. Everything she's been posting on Instagram is about how bitter and how horrible, how much of a narcissist Manson was, and how bitter she is right now, how horrible she was treated, and that she's treated by like a piece of meat in Hollywood, and she wants to make a change, and she's claiming every movement out there. She's not claiming Black Lives Matters because she's not black, obviously. Otherwise, she would claim that one too. She's claiming everything, and that shows you that there's a lack of persona, and not personality. There's a lack of personality. There's a persona, but there's a lack of personality. And we know that she usually mimics whoever it is she's with. Like when she's with the girl, she wears the hat and the short hair, and sometimes she doesn't wear a bra. She thinks it's cool, I guess, and to me it's awful and gross. When she was with this DJ that had green hair, she dyed her hair green and blue. When she was with Jamie Bell, Jamie was really bohemian and musician and bohemian and also an actor, obviously, and she had a kid with him. She was mimicking that, and she was looking very bohemian. And this reminds me of Amber Heard and how Amber was like country girl in the beginning, full blown, red lips, blonde, bombshell. Then she got together with Johnny, bohemian, don't care, tomboy. Then she's with Elon Musk, blonde, bombshell, sexual beast again. It's really strange. Evan did the same thing. There's also interviews of Evan herself saying that she mimics the person she is with because growing up, she grew up in Hollywood, so she had all these mixed personalities and these mixed roles on her head, which is totally understandable. Totally understandable. So she learned how to act, even in her real life, and mimic other people. So when she says that Manson made her wear certain outfits or certain type of makeup, or he made her dye her hair dark black or whatever, it's all, I will believe it from somebody else. Somebody just comes right now and makes that a statement, I probably believe it. But I would give it like a 50-50. But from her, she's an actress. She changes all the time. Why would you put it on somebody else? She's always been skinny. There's interviews of her saying people make fun of her when she was younger because she was really skinny and she was really pale. So she was pale and she was skinny before she was with him. He didn't get her to be skinny. Like, that's like one of the things that really makes me upset, because I don't think she even has an eating disorder. She's always said that she's been skinny. She has a high metabolism and she's skinny and she's been flat-chested, and she's always changing her makeup and her outfits as she pleases because she likes to play around because she's an actress. You can't just blame it on other people that your personality is changing, which is normal for it to happen from 19 years old to 30. No, from 19 years old to like 25. It's normal. You're gonna change. And if you were turned on by some type of, freaky stuff before, and now you're turned off by it, it doesn't make it nasty. It doesn't make it horrible. It doesn't make it abuse either. You just not turned on by it anymore. If that's the case, which I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on that. Because she said the Manson was very vanilla, which I really don't think he is. But she has been saying that for a while. And then Esme Bianco, it's like portrays prostitutes, and shows herself naked, which is all good. Again, not judging, on a show like Game of Thrones, which is the only thing she's famous for, getting naked. And then we know where she lived in London, which is where she's from. She was working at the torture garden, which is known only by fetish and bondage people in that type of demographic. The torture garden is not even a place that I will go to, or like an alternative person or a goth person like I am a bit will go to, because I'm not into seeing like fake blood and people just puking fake blood and cutting each other, which is what they do there. Fake, okay? It's performance. She was doing performance over and over again. Go back to Evan, because it's really, really similar. They're both actresses. They were both skinny before Manson, during Manson, after Manson. The thing with Ashley's a little bit of a different case, because Ashley has been saying all over that she has an eating disorder since she was 8 years old. Very sad. I'm not making fun of Ashley. She has an eating disorder. So gaining weight, losing weight might have been stress, whatever. Again, it's not Manson's fault, I don't think. But with Evan, she's always been skinny, and she's always been a person who likes to play with her looks. So it's hard to just put that on somebody else. It's just like, it's pretty shitty. I don't want to say bad words, but it is. Well, nobody could hear me here, so I can't. It's shitty, Evan, you're shitty. Soundproof. Anyway, so she was saying on this one, I'm just gonna have to open it. Oh, Interview Magazine, okay? Not Interview in a Magazine, Interview Magazine altogether, with Richard Wood in 2008. So they asked her, okay, let's put it like this. That's the light, I guess. I don't know. So they asked her, how was the relationship? How did the relationship change you? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this with my chair because I do this with my chair. She says, I had been in a place where I was letting too many people dictate who I should be and what I should be. And I was trying to make everybody happy to the point where I was just dying and it was killing me. This is her words, not mine. I completely lost myself, and it's kind of funny now that people think I completely changed myself for Manson. She's quote unquote like kind of making fun of people that think this. The people think I completely changed myself for Manson, when in actuality, the first time in my life that I took a stand and said, this is who I am. Right? First, she made fun of people for saying she changed for Manson. She said, these people that said that I changed for him, they don't know what they're talking about. In actuality, this is who I am, and this is who I'm always wanted to be. Okay? I mean, the more I know, I read this before, but she never ceased to surprise me with her BS. I always wanted to be, and I'm finally with somebody who let me be who I wanted to be. He never tells me what to do or what to wear or who to be. It's all my decision, and he respects that, and that's what's important. So more than the relationship is me out on my own, finding myself, trying new things, right? And being in an environment where I can actually do that, and learning how to deal with the shit you're going to get back from it. It's funny because before him, her interviews, she would not say the F word or the S word, fuck, shit, none of that. And when she was with him, she was trying so hard, so encouraged. She was trying so hard to be edgy, and she was saying, she was dropping F-bombs. Not like I'm judging that, again, I do it, everybody does it, but it's weird for an actress at this age. I mean, on this interview, she was 20 years old, to say, I do whatever the fuck I want, this shit is going to be, it just sounds like she's trying to be so punk rock and so rebellious, which is, I think, exactly what she did, what she was trying to do. So more than a relationship is me out on my own, finding myself and being in an environment where I can do that and learning how to deal with the shit that is going to get back at me for. in Roger Wood, Interview Magazine. There he is. November 26, 2008. Right? So, I'm going to go to where I have it. I have it open. This is my tablet, but I have it open here. Hopefully. Give me a second. And then she talks about how they met. Well, while she was shooting a movie that was based on Columbine. Of course, she was like 6 years old when Columbine happened, but she was working in a movie based on Columbine, and that's around the time that she met Manson. The movie was called The Life Before Her Eyes. So in this magazine, okay, they asked her, when Columbine happened in '99, Manson countered the abuse and blamed that was hurt on him by pointing out that he satirized blood loss and he was a Satan worshiper. Did you and him talk about the massacre while you were making The Life Before Her Eyes? Evan responded, we did, finally enough. Finally enough. Finally. What would be funny? Columbine. Anyway, finally enough. We met right around the time I was filming it, so it was on my mind and it was so textbook, I really fell for him. I gotta get a drink of that. That's my protein shake, by the way. I'm not drinking like whiskey and milk. It looks like it. I really felt for him. I thought how awful it was that an artist like him could be blamed for something like that. Someone who brings so much to the world as him. She's talking about Manson again. What's funny is that when people pointed the finger at him and his lyrics to prove their point, they didn't realize he's been warning them all along by saying how fucked up everything was. They didn't get his irony. They didn't get his art. Right? So when he goes in an interview and says, I have fantasies about killing her because she broke my heart or whatever, or I'm gonna make this video call I want to kill like they do in the movies, and his videos he's like shooting up or cutting people in half. It's art, isn't it, Evan? So you don't want us to believe his art back then we're not gonna believe his art is the real thing when it's art just now. So she's talking about how it was art back then, so it's art as well now. Like, seriously, dude, like, she drives me crazy. I mean, like, if she was my daughter or my sister or anything, or even my best friend, I don't know what I'll do. Like, I seriously would not answer the calls. I'm sorry. She's so annoying. Anyway, so she says she really felt for him, where he was being persecuted, and I remember the shit they were giving him. So she said, I really felt for him. They didn't get his irony or satire or his art, but took everything literally. So now Esme and Ashley and even her are taking everything he says and every lyric he put out there. They're taking it literally. Not art, but reality. And she's saying right on this interview that people should not take him literally because he's an artist and he's ironic and artistic. Okay, there's so many feelings you can't explain it. You can hear one on guitar and somehow the song explains. You can't put it into words. He's a real artist. She's talking about Manson. I haven't got many tattoos, but the two that are most important to me are the music ones. I have a black heart with a lightning ball down the middle. The black heart is for Manson. The lightning ball is for Bowie. I believe that. I believe that she likes Bowie a lot. I've seen videos of her covering David Bowie songs. So she likes Bowie. I'm not saying that's a lie, but her tattoo is a black heart and a lightning bolt for Bowie. There's an Instagram post. She posted in December because Bowie's death anniversary was in December. She posted a picture of that tattoo. And she said this was for Bowie. She didn't mention Manson. Of course, she's not going to. She's not stupid. But she made it sound like the black heart and the lightning ball was for how much she loves his electric personality. You know, David Bowie was awesome. So I love him too. So I get that the lightning ball was for Bowie, but the black heart was for Manson because it's a heart and it's black. And she admits it right here on this interview, okay? She has 2 tattoos. The other one is the number 15 behind her ear. The number 5 behind her ear. 15. Manson also has 15 on one of his hands. I think it's right here, around here, number 15. So they both share that number, which is cool, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that proves anything, but that proves something. There's a lot of numbers you can put on. You can put 6, 3, 27, 100, 0, 1, whatever. I actually did the math of their numerology, and it shows up to 15. If you add her date of birth and you add his, it goes to 15. So that's another tongue-in-cheek thing that she did for him. She did the number 15 for him, and she did the black heart for him, not Bowie. The Bowie was the lightning bolt. So somebody who gets 2 tattoos, you know, for the dude, you know, goes on an interview magazine saying that she fell for him because he was being persecuted for something she didn't do. She fell for him because people were judging his art and not understanding that he was making art, that he was being sarcastic or ironic, both, right? And she's saying that it should not be taken literally, that what he does should not be taken literally because it's art. Okay, cool. Well, then you get my point. I know what I'm trying to say. Just repeating myself, but you get the point, right? That's what I love him so much. He completely saved me. Somehow that's unexplained that you can put into words. Okay, the black diamond with circles that keep swirling. She has another tattoo for Pink Floyd, the band. But you know, I believe that she tries so hard to be relevant and to be cool. It's like, I'm gonna get a tattoo for Bowie and another one for Pink Floyd, whatever. So the person says, this interview is not after they broke up. Like, there's so many that she talks really nicely of him after they broke up. I found this one that is from 2008 when they were together. It took me like a long time to find it, because when you look, if you Google Evan Roger Wood Marilyn Manson interview 2009, Evan Roger Wood talking about Marilyn Manson, whatever, it takes like, you have to go next. It's not gonna appear on the first page because they either wiped it off the internet or not, or just a coincidence. But it took me like a few hours to find this. And a reporter says, what did you call Manson? Manson, Marilyn, O'Brien? She said, I call him, and then she waits, pause. What do I call him? I call him sweet names that I don't think I can repeat. I don't want to ruin his reputation. So meaning, his image, his reputation, his image of dark vampire bad boy, right? So she called him sweet names. You know, let's pretend. Okay, let's say that she calls him Honey Bunny. Honey Bunny. She calls him Honey Bunny. She doesn't want to tell the reporter she calls him Honey Bunny because she will ruin his image. She's admitted right there that this whole BS is an image. Not BS because I like his art, but it's an image. Right? She's saying, if I tell you the names I call him, it will ruin his image. Fair enough, says the other person. Tell me about making heart-shaped glasses with him. The music video. Then she says, I don't really want to talk about Manson. She was talking about it for 5 minutes. Okay, anyway. I don't want to talk about Manson all that much at this time. I wanted to do it because of the video was great. The song was great. I know people think it's about our relationship, but to me it was just a project. That sounds kind of jaded and shitty and gritty, but okay. To me, it was just a project, so I don't have a problem talking about the experience of the video. We had an unspoken agreement that we were doing it for ourselves. It was a project, or you were doing it for yourselves as a personal thing, or it was a project. Funny fact, Evan Roger Wood is the highest paid actress in a music video ever. Look at it, for real, ever. because you know real actors usually don't do music videos, and you have Winona Ryder is a music video. Sometimes you have like people in music videos, actors, actresses, but she got paid so much bank to be in this music video, Harsha Classes, even if that was the boyfriend at the time. So first she says it's a project, then she says that she did it for herself and for him, kind of like a memento, you know, to have a memory, I guess. Anyway, we had an unspoken agreement that we were doing it for ourselves, and if people responded to it, they respond to it. If they didn't, they didn't. I wasn't doing it to shock anybody or to be rebellious or to get attention. I was more proud of that than anything else because it took a lot of strength and bravery to put myself out there like that with him. It was a risk. I'm glad that I did it because usually the best things I've done come from the biggest risk. Oh gosh. I swear to God. Anyway, do you think there's misperceptions about you and him? This guy is going at it. Whoever's making the interview is like, he's not letting her talk about movies or anything. Do you think there's a bit misperceptions about you and him? She says, I'm moving too much, huh? I like moving the chair. So, sorry, I guess. There are always going to be situations like this. People have misconceptions about him, of course, but they can think what they want. I'm not in the media that much. Oh my gosh, she's full of shit. I'm not in the media that much, so people don't know my personality very well. They just know my work. I feel bad for people who have to read about my personal life and my relationship and see photos of me going through security at the airport or going to McDonald's. Girl, you don't go to McDonald's, whatever. I don't think it ruins it. I try to stay out of the public eye as much as possible because I want to preserve what I have with him as much as possible and not to be distracted. This is who I always wanted to be, she says. So he pretty much just gave her the key of the gate so she can open and be who she wants to be. That's kind of how I take it, and that's really cool and romantic. So I don't know why it becomes trash in the long run, if in that moment was just the key for happiness and freedom. You know, how has the relationship changed you? This guy keeps talking about Manson, I love it. And this is all she can talk about too, because like honestly, like I knew who she was because of the movie 13, but a lot of people knew who she was after Manson, or while she was with Manson, or from the music video, and then True Blood, but not before Manson. So, you know, she kind of, I'm not saying she used him because she was already an actress, but like, you know, a lot of people didn't even know who the fuck she was before him. So the fact that she's trying not to talk about him, but she keeps talking about him, is kind of cute. How has the relationship changed you? I had been in a place where I was letting too many people dictate. Okay, I'm reading this again because this is very important. That's what I have it on my tablet, but I'm gonna read it again. To me, this is the meat of the problem here. I have been in a place where I was letting too many people dictate who I should be and what I should be. I was trying to make everybody happy to the point where I was just killing myself. I completely lost myself. It's kind of funny now that people think I completely changed myself for him, when this is actually the first time of my life that I took a stand and said, this is who I want to be. And I'm finally with somebody who let me be who I am. Okay? Let me be. It's letting her be who she was. He never tells me what to do, or what to wear, or what to say, or who to be. It's all my decision, and he respects it. And that's what's important. So more than the relationship, it's me out of my own, finding myself and being in an environment where I can do that, and learning how to deal with the shit you're going to get back from it. And then the guy is asking her about acting finally. The last things of the interview this much. So there you have it. There you have it. Okay? That's interview magazine. You get it's gonna take a little bit if you Google it, because you gotta go through a bunch of bullshit that it comes from 2020 to 2021, accusations and all that. You'll find it. Interview magazine 2008. she pretty much talked about him for 90% of the interview. That might just not be her fault. That might just be how the interview got was laid down like that. But she talked about the video. She talked about the relationship in and out of the video. So she's saying, I don't want to talk about him, but then she talks about the video. And then she talks about how much more free she feels. Okay, he kind of gave her the key of the freedom she was looking for, and blah, blah, blah. He doesn't tell her what to wear. He doesn't tell her what to say, blah, blah, blah. Like I said before, like, dude, like, these chicks are actresses, like I said before, and actors, they change, especially females. Like, I know myself, like, I have my hair the same red for 12 years, but like, we change stuff, we try new things. That just comes with growing up, for females or for males, but especially for females, and especially for actors or any type of artists. They do this thing, and like, she changed from being straight as an arrow, to be bisexual. Okay, so if we analyze that change that she had and compare it to the changes she had at being like, maybe she was into freaky stuff and dark stuff, and now she's not anymore, and now she's calling it abuse. It's like, would she call abuse when she was straight? Her being straight was abuse, and being bisexual is her real self? No. So why being with Manson was abuse? It's just growing up, dude. It's like changing new shit, changing makeup, changing new outfits. See what it looks good on you. See what it sells. See what gives you on the cover of magazines, because she was in every cover of magazines when she was with him. Before that, she wasn't. After that, she wasn't. So she got a lot of this. She got a lot of it. Okay, a lot from that relationship. She got money. She got paid for the freaking video, and she got a lot of press, and a lot of like cool, like, people start seeing her as like the new Rose McGowan type of thing. And I really do believe that she wanted to be like Rose. People say she wanted to be like Dita. I think she wanted to be like Rose, hardcore. Nobody ever's gonna be like Rose. But she wanted that. She wanted to be the edgy person in Hollywood, and also with her family, and also in her real life. Not just Hollywood in the screen, but also her real life, because she's saying over and over how she told people, you want me to be this way, but I'm going to be this way. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to be myself. The people that she told, I'm thinking it was her mom and dad, probably, and her like close family. It doesn't seem like she's going to say that to an agent in Hollywood. It seems more like a family thing. Like, I'm just going to be who I am, and this is the person I am with that lets me be that way. That sounds like love to me, and freedom, and sounds like a cool relationship. Sounds cool. So, something that sounds good and then you're making it sound really bad, it's pretty much like saying, well, it was bad to be straight, but it's good to be bisexual. It was bad to wear black, but it's good to wear white. It's just so, so dark. I'm gonna change this. I'm just gonna sit. Okay. It's pretty much like saying that everything that you've done in the past was bad, and it wasn't yourself, and what you're doing right now, it is yourself. The thing with her, she's gonna keep changing, because we all do. And like I said, especially actors, that's what they do for a living. They change, and they lie, and they pretend to do things that they won't do in real life, and they pretend to be who they're not. So if we take that into consideration with her, that's your answer right there, that he's innocent. And I don't gain nothing from saying that, but I really think that he is. I'm not getting paid to say that. I really think that he is. And it's beyond me liking the guy, music, or his paintings, or his interviews. I think he's funny. It's beyond that. It's kind of like, I just don't like injustice. I don't like bullshit. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. There's another one on the Independent UK magazine. This is after. after they broke up. There's a lot of interviews after they broke up. There are, she said, well, he was very good at the moment, but it didn't work out. We were not meant to be together, but I always gonna respect him. He helped me. He taught me a lot. There's a lot of that, usually cliche that people say about their exes. And there's a lot of that. But that one that I just read is super important because that was during the relationship. She didn't have to say all that. She didn't have to talk about the outfits. The guy, whoever did the interview, did not ask her about the outfits. She talked about that on her own. She talked about that rebellion on her own. She wasn't being asked that. So why would it bring it up? Why should we bring that up? Because it was important for her to say that, because that was her truth. Her truth was that at the moment. And then she changed her mind and she's like, oh, well, he sucks now. He's an asshole. He ghosted me, or he took the wedding ring. He took the engagement ring and swallowed it. I don't know. He punched a wall when we were arguing. Oh my God, he yelled at me. Whatever the fuck happened. It's like, well, now put the guy, just throw rocks at him because he didn't perform, or he was not the way that you want him to be. So now he's an abuser. At the moment when she was 19, 20, 21, that was the time they were together. Everything was like just great, And you could say that, well, she talks about brainwashing and she talks about being groomed. I would just call it brainwashing, not groom. Because groom, you gotta be a child to be groomed. So she was never groomed. If we're gonna accept the fact that she maybe was a brainwash, a love bomb, or blind by puppy love, whatever, all right, okay, maybe it did happen. But then it happened the other way around too. Then it happened to him. Why are we only taking her side? Why we're not talking about how she played him? How did she show up on their first date? Others were hanging out outside wearing hardship glasses. She did that. And there's this misconception of like young people not knowing what they're doing. Young people know what they're doing, and sometimes even more than people my age. She had all this drive and all this ambition to be with him. She learned his songs. She sang his songs on a karaoke bar that they went together for the first date. She was wearing the hardship glasses. What the fuck else you need to see who this person is? Like seriously, Jesus. Me seeing this one, she talks about him. The other one is gold. That interview is gold. They can print that thing that I just read to you and just put it in like freaking signs outside the courthouse, and I'll go, and that'll be it. Then you can say, well, there's interviews of him saying he was really hurt and he wanted to smash her head. Maybe he should have not said that, but at the same time, she's saying in this interview that people should not take him literally. That he's just being ironic and making art and being shocking because that's what he does. And she's calling it art. So why is it that it's not art anymore? Bullshit. If it was art back then, when they were bathing in blood and kissing on that video, then it's art right now. It's just, anyway, it's really weird how like there's almost no interviews of her after him. There's a few, I'm not gonna lie, but there's way less amount of interviews. When they were together, there was way more. And then she talks about her mom and her dad and how she grew up in the theater around older people, and she's very comfortable with older men. There's another interview that she talks about how comfortable she was working with George Clooney, which is like double her age. Like he's older than me. Like surreal. And how comfortable she was working with Mickey Rourke on the Wrestler movie. How comfortable she was working for Woody Allen, which is a known freaking pedophile, but that's another video. How comfortable she was working with Woody Allen. Like, that's the guy who married his stepdaughter, okay? I I can't even say his name twice. I can't stand him. Just hate him with a passion. Hate him. Okay, Independent .uk. Okay, another one. Her relationship with the rock star in question, Marilyn Manson, clearly helped her as she tried to explore a different side of her personality. At age 19, not 18, like she says in her testimony. The reason she says she says 18 over and over is because 18 makes it sound like a child, and 19 doesn't. So it was age 19. Okay. Evan appeared in Manson's macabre and morbid, sexually suggestive and aggressive, oh my god, these people, music video for Heart-Shaped Glasses, which the rock singer acknowledged would apparently inspire him. Her affair with Manson, ooh, they call it affair. This is what I really think, but I didn't write this interview, but I really think it was an affair first. Her affair with Manson was seized upon celebrity websites many of which will suggest and conspire, saying that it had a lot to do with his marriage to burlesque model Dita Von Teese and her filing for divorce. Like, she filed for divorce on 6 months after that. These two were making this video. You know. Anyway, just because a relationship ends, it doesn't mean that it failed. She reflects on her own breakup with her former fiancé, Marilyn Manson, and with Billy Elliot star Jamie Bell. So she's talking about both of them. I don't think I would be the person I am today without Manson. He inspired me. The timing was right, and I felt that a door was opening to me to really explore myself and express myself. Okay, did you notice this is the same thing she says on the other interview? And this interview is from This interview is from 2012. This one. That she's talking about how it was at the right place at the right time when she was 19, and he inspired her, and he gave her the key of freedom, and blah blah. And just because it ended, it doesn't mean that it failed. She's always going to respect him. She wouldn't be the person she is today without him. She's not talking about Jamie Bell. She's talking about him. Okay. Manson was a performer who captured the spirit of the time. And then they asked her about True Blood, which she actually did in 2009. People are fascinated by it, and it's very romantic, she says, of the fact for vampires. It's something that is very dangerous, but also very, very sexy. Oh gosh, just reading her words, even with my voice. I think people crave that, like that danger, the sexiness and the danger. As for her own role as vampire queen in True Blood, she says that was a hoot. It was a great job and really funny. Surrounded by blood and extremely attractive naked people. It's great. You're surrounded by blood and extremely attractive naked people. Amazing. And she was doing that in 2009. Like, she was only on one season of True Blood. Thank God. But like, dude, like somebody who is, this interview is from 2012, okay? Somebody who is so shocked by their own abuse and by what happened to them, and it's nice, like she talks about in her testimony about how he wanted to do a blood pact and drink her blood, and he cut it with a Nazi knife. She's talking right here in an interview about how cool it was to work in True Blood, because it was a great job surrounded by blood, fake blood, and extremely attractive naked people. You know, she could have said, well, the actors are great, it's a really cool environment, I love the writing of the stories. She could have said that. She didn't have to say that it was awesome because we're surrounded by blood and extremely attractive naked people. But this is somebody who has trauma because she got cut, supposedly, with a knife. Supposedly, allegedly. And then she talks about some stupid movie that she was making. Anyway. So, whatever. I mean, like, do I have to just keep... I was going to do a live on her, but then I figured that this was kind of more interesting and a change of scenario. Because this really, when I say scenario, it's because this is what it feels like. It feels like a fucking circus. And the fact that he had to surrender to the police for the New Hampshire, the case in 2019 about the woman that says that he spit on her camera and on her, and she changed the story like 3 times. The fact that he had to deal with that bullshit, it was like, okay, that's one thing dealing with that, but then if you read about that, about him surrendering to the police, every article that you read about that ends with something about her or something about Esme. So they're always trying to put it there, you know. And like I said in the other interview, she said that people should not take him literally. That he's an artist, that he uses irony and sarcasm, and he should not be taken literally. That he shouldn't be blamed for Columbine, right? She's saying that. That's in 2008 interview. So then he should not be taken literally now, right? Oh, and he wrote the song "I Wanna Kill" like they do in the movies. I'm trying to find light. There you go. Shoot. Whatever. Whatever. So this works. If he was an artist and a shock artist then, and he was using sarcasm and satire and shocked, that he's using it now. You know, where he makes a video like Saint, like the video of the song Saint, and you see him, you know, jacking off and wearing a wedding dress and shooting up. Well, I don't think he was doing that for a real music video, but that's art, you know. So I'm not taking it literally. I'm not going like, oh yeah, Manson is like shoots up and wears a wedding dress and jacks off to like the TV every day. No, and if he does, he does. But I don't think he does. I think this whole, you know, he's not. I don't want to call it a persona because that makes him sound fake. And I think he does live the lifestyle. And I think, my opinion, a lot of people don't think so, is that he did experiment with some bondage and some a little bit more freakier stuff that usually people are not into. And I think that this is why they grab all these women and are dragging him through the mud, because one time, you know, he spanked them or something. Like, I don't know. And she said that it was the best job ever to be on True Blood because she's surrounded by blood and naked people. There's so many other things she could have said about the show. And she said that the good thing about it is that she's surrounded by blood and naked people. And that's somebody who has trauma by blood and cutting, because he cut her supposedly and made a blood pact with her supposedly. Well, why would she say that? Why would she be inspired by blood? You know, I just realized that when I was reading it. I really didn't think about it until I was reading it. I'm like, oh, you know, from all the things that she can say about a show, dude, that's like super disrespectful to the people who write the show. Like, you can say a lot of things. Oh my, the actors are great. The writing is awesome. Oh my God, the style. You don't have to say that. Not only makes her sound trashy, but also is very honest. It might be trashy, but it's very honest. She's like, the best job I ever had. You're surrounded by fake blood and naked, very attractive naked people every day. Yeah, I mean, I know she's an actress, and, you know, maybe she found the good on the bad. And maybe she put her trauma in the back of her head when she worked on True Blood. But the fact that she's saying in an interview, it's just puzzles me. Really does, dude. Really. And yeah, and then just remember remember the fact that she showed up wearing hardship glasses, and then she was collecting hardship glasses and saying, I want to bring them back as a fashion style. And she had 12 pairs when they start going out together already. And the fact that she said in the other interview from 2008 that people have a misconception that he tells her what to wear, what to say, and what to do. And she even makes fun of us thinking like that. And say, yeah, well, they all go around saying that he makes me do this and he makes me wear that. Dude, if that's not obvious, then I don't know. Seriously. And there's another one from, well, all the other ones I found are from after. And if this is read in court, she's gonna say, well, I was speaking nicely of him because I'm scared. Or I was scared, terrified for my life. Well, you don't have to speak nicely. You can just say, yeah, I don't want to talk about my ex. And that's it. You don't have to say, he inspired me. He gave me the key for the gate of freedom. He held me up with my music. He was a constant inspiration. He taught me a lot. You could just say, like, you don't want to talk about the guy, and that's it. Right? I mean, people still have, just because it's an interview, you don't have to just do and just make a campaign talking about how awesome your ex was. She never says anything about Jamie Bell being great. She talks about Marilyn Manson being great. Even in 2011, 2012, all the way to 2014, there's one in 2016 of her saying how he inspired her, and that she wouldn't be making music or even being bisexual openly if it wasn't for him not teaching her, what's the word, inspire her, and give her the key for freedom. Dude, like even if you love your ex and whatever, like saying something like that is big. Saying this person gave me the key for freedom, and he never told me what to wear, he never told me what to do. And I will say, if somebody reads this in court, she's gonna say that she said that because she was scared. Right? That she said that because she was brainwashed. That she said that because she was groomed. Well, first of all, I hate that she keeps using the word groomed. It's almost as annoying as maybe Uncle saying that she was human trafficked. They gotta change the lingo right there. She wasn't groomed. She can say, he drove me crazy, he love bombed me, he called me 100 times a day, so she can say that. She doesn't have to say groom. In order for it to be groomed, you have to be a child. And that's a definition. You can look it up. Alright, so my God, I'm there an hour. Alright, this is what I wanted to do. Show you around in downtown LA. And it looks nice, but it smells like shit. Alright, thank you. Next one will be on somebody, one of the other people from the Coven. I want to talk about her because I've been talking about Ashley Morgan, I don't know, my last 4 videos. And it's almost like it makes sense talking about Ashley because it's the last one, and she not only did a People's Magazine interview, but also she's suing him, and her accusations are probably the worst of all of them. But also, there would not be Ashley Morgan if it wasn't for Evan. There wouldn't be Ashley Walters if it wasn't for Evan. None of them would be saying anything if it wasn't for Evan. So that's what I keep going back to, Evan, because, I'm not saying, well, these things happen to you, just keep your mouth shut, don't say anything. You had a bad ex. Yes, like if it was me, I would keep my mouth shut. But not because I'm scared of him, but just because I don't want to talk about negative stuff. Somebody's doing an interview on me, all right, and asks me about an ex, I can say, well, I really don't want to talk about him. Or I can say, well, I'd rather not talk about him because it's a negative experience. Period. Say something like that. But if I said, he inspired me to be the person I am today. He taught me a lot. He helped me a lot to find myself. He helped my music. He helped my... You don't have to. What if she's kissing his ass in 2011, 2012, 2016? You know why? Because that was her real feelings for him. Because this whole bullshit, she planned it and plotted and wrote it down with Ashley and Esme and all that. last minute in 2018. Because until then, he was the person who inspired her. Let's remember what she said. He gave her the key of freedom. Amazing. Anyway. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, and I will be back later. Just want to do something on my break. Not much to do today on a Monday, so why not? Enjoy the view and my stupid voice. I was sick last weekend, so I sound weird right now. Evan, like, knock it off. Seriously. You can leave me a comment or just tell me, like, if there's something that you want me to make a video on, I'll do it. Like, sometimes it's not that I run out of ideas, it's that I've been talking about these people for like what, 4 months now, or 5 months, 4 months. So it's almost like it seems like I'm reading the same thing over and over. But the reason I'm doing it is because I feel like it have to be refreshed over and over, and I don't have to sell it. None of us on YouTube are making money out of this. None of us. You gotta be a big guy, like that umbrella guy, Tug, or somebody like that. They're the defenders of Johnny, which I am too, but I just don't make videos on Johnny. But I agree completely with Justice for Johnny. Seriously, big deal, big freaking time, big time. I agree. I mean, I'll just send him money on his Patreon. I buy one of his shirts. I should wear one of Tug's Justice for Johnny shirt on the next video. So I'm more for that too. I'm just not making videos about it because I feel like everybody did already. And this is something that resonates with me more. And I can find so much material on what this girl said about him. And when he was with him and after, kissing his ass. You just say good things about your ex, but you don't have to kiss his ass. You don't have to say that he taught me so much. He inspired me. And remember also what she said about working in True Blood. She said, best gig I ever had. You running around a bunch of blood and naked, very attractive people. I mean, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go now and be back maybe tonight. I don't know. Thank you.